The BEF200N, a small 8-inch Scarifier. This machine has been a really nice machine for us, and I'll tell you some of the reasons why. First of all, when you're looking at it, the first thing I notice anyway is the red, right? It's a Honda engine. You can't go wrong with a Honda. It's a 5.5 horsepower Honda that actually delivers 3,000 RPMs to your cage itself. Very high RPM machine. Also, something to note though is you do have the gas option, but there is also a 3 horsepower electric option, and so you can it's a 230 phase electric engine, that motor that you would put in there, and that motor can you can plug that into basically any 230 outlet in a person's house, their dryer, those kinds of places, and then you're able to use this machine inside very effectively. When you're using that 3 horsepower motor, it turns a little slower. It turns at 2,870 RPM, but still very fast, very effective machine. Another thing that I really like about this is how compact and small a machine it is. If you look at some of the other 8-inch Scarifiers that are on the market, you'll see that they are quite a bit larger. And this one is really nice. It's really compact. It's only 127 pounds. And so you can get it into your truck very easy. You can mobilize it, get it onto your job site very quickly because because of such a small frame. Another thing that I like a lot is this machine has very heavy-duty belts, as well as heavy-duty big bearings, oversized bearings that make them last a long time. Just makes for a machine that's trouble-free for a very long time. Also has big rear wheels that make it a very stable machine to operate, as well as what we'll notice when I tip this machine back is actually the front wheels. It's pretty cool. They're inside of a metal container, so the debris flying off that drum does not come in contact and hit those wheels and damage those wheels. Just a little added protection that a lot of times people don't think about. Another nice thing about this machine, you'll notice that it has an adjustable handle. You're able to loosen this knob right here. You can adjust this handle back and forth, so whatever's comfortable for the operator, and then tighten it down. Another really good thing that I like about this machine is you're probably looking at this lever thinking, what does that lever do? I understand what that does, and what this does is you can dial it up or down into your trench. So you start the machine and then you start dialing it down, you get it down to the cutting level that you want, and then you're able to do your work. You go back and forth and you remove your material at a nice, steady, consistent depth. What's really nice though is when you get through, maybe you need to move this machine around a little bit, you can actually lift the machine out of out of your removal trench. Now you roll it around, do whatever you want with it. When you're ready to go back to work, you just drop this machine back down and it goes exactly to the same depth every time. And so you're not fiddling trying to get it to look like it did on previous passes. It ensures that it does. Another thing that I really appreciate about the machine is the safety mechanisms that this machine has. You'll notice, first of all, it's got a dead man switch. So if you're running the machine, it's doing its work. If you were to, say, trip and fall, someone was to run into you or something like that, you let go, the machine will automatically die. It won't get away from you. It's a nice safety feature. But I'll tell you what is a real important safety feature is this 2-inch dust port that it has. Why that is critical is because when you're cutting concrete, you're releasing dust into the air, and it's not just concrete dust, it's dust that contains silica. Silica has been identified as a dangerous substance for you to breathe in. It's harmful for you. You don't want to be breathing it in. And so you want to make sure and use an approved dust extraction system. Also, by the way, it's very illegal. You can get a very hefty fine if you are caught out on a job site not using a HEPA filter system. And so what you'd want to do is you'd want to plug it into a machine like a system like this. We also manufacture this. It's the HD1. It would take all that silica out. It's got HEPA filters in it so that it releases nothing into the air. Very important to do that. And another side thing, you don't want to use a shop vac. I know shop vacs are cheap. They're kind of everywhere. The problem is they don't filter a fine enough particulates. You're still getting that silica into the air. And it's bad for you. It's bad for people that walk around next to you. It's also a big fine. If OSHA or someone was to come in, the authorities, and catch you not using an approved HEPA filter system. So it's very important to do it the right way. Let me tip this back. I want to actually show you the cutter head and those protected wheels that I talked about. These cutter heads, by the way, are TCT cutters, and you can get a number of different kinds of cutters. You can get beam cutters, you get milling cutters. You can also get a couple different types of wire brush cutters for this drum as well. So let's tip it back and take a look at it. So here you see where the wheels are protected inside the metal casing there. And then here you can see our TCT cutters, and so that's what actually, you see they're loose, they actually flail against the concrete, and that's what gives it its ability to remove the surface of the concrete off. Really a nice setup down in there. So where would you use this machine? There's a number of different areas that you would use it, and really depending on the drum that you would put in there. But a lot of guys will use this for, like, on sidewalks for frost heaves, or maybe roots of trees that'll grow up and push up the concrete. They become trip hazards and they're a liability. So guys will take these machines, they'll take that top off, they'll mill it right down so that it's nice and level, it's not a trip hazard anymore, and guys will do that. Guys will also use different like your beam cutters and stuff to just barely kiss that floor of like a concrete, a garage floor, if they're going to be putting epoxies down, and just scuff up that floor so that the epoxy gets it to a CSP that you want, so that the manufacturer will warranty the application of the epoxy. So guys will use it for a number of different applications like that. It can give you a very aggressive CSP, so you want to test it, to start it and work your way down so that you're not going too deep too soon. So that's basically the machine. It's really a nice machine. And for the price point, it's really a good machine. And we've sold 1 million of them.